There is 3 blueprints to a psychic. As a baby, we arrive and we're connected to our innate ability, our intuition. We process vibrations that come into our field and then we give a response. So we might smile, we might cry, someone might come near us and we might laugh. Other people come near us as a newborn baby and we might cry. And it's the vibrational processing. So it's demonstrating to us that the newborn is still being able to use their intuition, even though they don't know what they're doing. It's just the innate way that they communicate, the innate way that they know if they're safe or not, if they like the vibration, if there's a vibrational match to what they're experiencing. Then we shift as we grow. Now, this is where the blueprint comes in. Subject to the way that you are raised, then, and what can occur is that our abilities either blossom, they blossom and they're really positive, or they are enhanced for a survival mechanism, or they're shut down. So there's 3 blueprints. The first one, which is rare, is where the child has their abilities as they're growing and developing their language skills. They're able to express what they are processing. So what's coming into their field, what they're picking up, that their physical senses aren't processing, but they're processing it on an energetic level. They've got parents or guardians that support this, nurture it, and make it normal for them. So they are fully integrated. And as they go through life, they know that this part of them is normal. It's what they're supposed to experience. And that's what happens as they go through life. There's blueprint 1, and it is currently not a very common blueprint at all. Blueprint 2 is a little bit more common, and this is where a child, subject to the environment that they're growing up into, they develop hypervigilance. So for some reason, they need to be fully connected to their senses. So maybe their environment is not safe, or they don't feel safe. And so therefore their senses are activated constantly. So they're constantly on, turned all the way up, so they can use this as a survival mechanism to navigate life. The senses are accurate because it keeps them alive, but they only ever get to experience them from the viewpoint of keeping them safe. So there is a negative undertone to why these are activated. They trust them, but they have other trust issues because of the reason on why these are activated. So there's blueprint number 2, where our abilities grow based on being need to be hyper vigilant in a survival scenario in our everyday life. And the most common blueprint is number 3, whereby as a young child, you had these abilities, you openly shared them with your caregivers, could even be coaches or at school, your friends, and you were made fun of, told that it wasn't real, that you were making it up, that you don't have imaginary friends, that everything you experienced is not accurate or not happening. And so as a result, you stop listening, you stop trusting, and you take on the beliefs of those that have said that to you, and you shut yourself down. And then something happens in life as you grow, and you realize you've got a part of you that is not integrated because it's shut down. And there is this awareness that either something is missing, there's more to life, there's more to what you're experiencing. You want to understand these little flashes of information that you still may get. Or there is a significant event in your life that triggers this to wake up again. And then you go on a learning journey. I'm going to show you a graphic to run you through this in a little bit more detail. That this is the blueprint. Now, as we can see here, the changes really kick in from 2 years old onwards. Now, subject to which blueprint we are. there is a close-off age. So number one is over here. So supportive environment, engaged caregivers. So your abilities grow really naturally, organically. Senses are really sharpened. There may be a little bit of trust that needs to be built on this, a little bit more, just not associated with your senses, but generally life. And so what you need to do as someone that is learning in this space, you're going to want to really hone the accuracy of the information and build up a strong trust in your connection and really be relying on it a lot more. For those that are blueprint number 2, so these are our wounded intuitives. They have grown up this trauma and they're hypervigilant. So their psychic radar is activated. Their senses are heightened and they stay in that space. So we have some issues here with our body then, because we've got high levels of cortisol that have been running through our system since we were 2 years old, somewhere in this scope. And so there is a body impact that we have to be aware of and a nervous system impact. And so we would have to regulate our nervous system to be able to bring through really accurate information in a nice, safe way. Trust in the connection is there, but we need to make sure that because of our nervous system, that our nervous system knows that we don't have to have this turned on all the time, that we can turn it off. It's safe to wind it down. So we're not taking these hits to our body constantly. Our information, we need to make sure that it is accurate and that we have the full scope of information that we can receive, because generally what happens here, that the scope of information is one-sided. And so we need to be able to get the information that is not only in that hypervigilant, keep us safe space, but also where we know that we can get information for other reasons. So it's bringing in a more rounded approach in that learning space. And the third one, which is the most common, is that fear of judgment and being seen. So the psychics that have been activated by that space. They were shut down when they were early. They have learnt to put this aspect of them. They've denied it. It's put off to the side. So there's a disassociation with an element of who you are, and that needs to be re-engaged. So once again, this would have occurred somewhere between 3 and 12 years old. And so one of the things that we really need to work on is having unshakable confidence in abilities and self-belief. So we're working on belief systems here because they were all reprogrammed. So you had a belief system, someone told you it was wrong, it wasn't accurate, and then you took on their belief system, so that now needs to be undone and reprogrammed so you can trust your intuition. So there's ways that we would do this, and this is through getting lots of extensive evidence to build up trust in it, accuracy, and work on mindset to undo what was done. So depending on which blueprint we are, whether we're 1, 2, or 3, determines on the learning pathway that someone should take, whether they need to really work on the accurate information and strong connection, whether we're looking at how our body's impacted in the reading space, so our nervous system, and making sure that we get a full rounded connection of energy, not just the parts that have kept us safe. Or number 3, that we're working on really building up evidence for accuracy and trust and mindset. No matter which blueprint you are, there is a learning pathway in the psychic space that is perfectly attuned for you. In the Intuit Psychic course that the Psychic Mediumship College offers, these blueprints are factored into the development. That way, no matter how you have got to this space where you want to learn, we have a way to take you from where you are to where you want to be that is unique to you and your blueprint. My name is Bronwyn Jane, and I'm the founder of the Psychic Mediumship College.